It was a bitter, cold day. I'll never forget it. And some buyers were being evicted from their homes. And we volunteered to go out to the site of one of these evictions, and we physically picked up furniture and moved furniture back into the homes of the people that had been evicted. The sellers had hired guards with guns and placed them inside the homes, and they started firing at us. We should have realized a certain amount of danger, but at the time the danger was insignificant compared to the anger we felt at this process that was moving decent people out of their homes because they had missed, on their contracts, had missed a payment.
Hundreds of people lost their homes. The Jewish community was deeply divided over Rabbi Mark's support for the homebuyers. He and other white civil rights activists were attacked for breaking ranks.
We were indeed sued by the sellers for $1 million. Our funding was cut off. There were movements to have us stop not only our work, but to get out of town. I went to New York for a couple of years. Monsignor Egan, who faced similar pressures, went to Notre Dame. Edgar Chandler, who was the head of the Church Federation, left town and went to New Hampshire.
The lessons were stark. To confront racism, white and Jewish civil rights activists would have to face divisions within their own communities.
Most all these houses in here were CBO houses.
So these were all saved?
Yeah.
All of them were saved.
All of them were saved.
The interracial coalition was virtually demolished, but not before it achieved most of its goals. The protests helped many black families keep their homes, and laws against housing discrimination were strengthened. At the time, Rabbi Marks had feared that the conflict would spark anti-Semitism in the black community, but it didn't turn out that way.
And that always amazed me, that people were mature enough on both sides to see that this was not a black Jewish issue. Today, issues tend to become black Jewish issues all too easily. They become inflamed in that nexus. But in 1969, if you look over the material, this was not a black Jewish conflict.
Oh,
I wanted to say goodbye to you.
God bless you.
God bless you. God bless you, buddy.
all right.
Okay. It was
Okay,
great seeing you again.
Yeah, it's really great.
Most of Lawndale's Jewish families have long since settled in middle-class areas. In Lawndale today, 45% of black families live below the poverty line. Few people, Jewish or black, remember the shared history of the Contract Buyers League.
The ground on which we are standing may be holy ground.
Rabbi Marks is now vice president of the Chicago Board of Rabbis. The Jewish Council on Urban Affairs continues to do coalition work. That has become harder than ever.
Great day. Great day.
I'll go to a synagogue and I'll speak about what we're doing, and we'll have people will ask us, why are you working with them? You know, they hate you. They hate us. Why you have anything to do with black people? And then they repeat all the stereotypes and racist stereotypes. So there's a lot of ignorance within our community about the African American community. There's mostly a lack of knowledge, a fear.
30 years ago, the Jewish community was clearly in the center of domestic justice in the United States, one of the lead communities on issues like poverty or civil rights. But then there began to be a steady slide away from involvement with larger social issues. A greater involvement in particular Jewish issues, such as Israel, such as Soviet Jewry, such as combating intermarriage. And when that happened, the greater focus on the Jewish community began to come at the expense of focus on larger social justice issues, which in my view is and continues to be a real mistake.
You gotta watch these Jews, my friend. They will turn white on you in a minute.
Come on,
Yes, they
come
will.
on. I tell you, you people show no appreciation at
Wait a minute.
all. Have you forgotten the entire civil rights movement?
Wait, no.
We marched with you. We died with you. What about Goodman and Schwerner?
What about James Chaney? You done forgot all about him. See, hundreds of black people get beat up and killed, and all you people can think about is 2 little Jews.
Oh, wait a minute.
No,
I
that
have
ain't got
just a
nothing to do-
touch of reality here. Jews made up 2/3 of the white freedom fighters.
So?
1/2 of the Mississippi volunteers.
So?
They gave 3/4 of the money, and we are less than 3%
Oh,
of the
come
American
on.
population. Now, I don't think that is 2 little Jews.
Well, wait a minute. Let me tell you something. Those people did not get involved in the civil rights movement because they were Jews. They did it because they were liberals. Some was even radicals. That's the truth.
Right, of course. Because for lots of Jews, being liberal and radical comes from and is our religion.
Oh. Well, it seems like your religion has lost a lot of its practitioners here lately. Where are these people at now?
Oh, I love it. I really love it. First, you kick us out of the movement with all of your black power stuff. Then you accuse us of abandoning you. Now, that is really tricky.
No. You are ducking the issue, my darling. I'm asking where they are right now.
And I am answering, my darling. Some of them went to where you told them to.
Where's that?
Back to work in their own communities. And others went into peace, ecology, and other progressive movements.
And some of them went to these big corporations and colleges and universities, climbing up the corporate ladder where they're sitting dead in the door in front of affirmative action right now. I know what's going on.
Okay. Some of them did.
All right, then.
Mainly men.
What?
But what's the use? It is always the same. If it's good, it's not you. But if it's bad, it's the Jew.